Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Femboy Fishing. So right now we're at one of the creeks that I've been going to recently, which has really big smallmouth. We've waded up to one of the pools where recently I caught like a 16-inch smallmouth bass on the fly. So we're going to be fly fishing today. Also, I don't know if you guys couldn't already tell already, but today I am going to be Astolfo. So I've got his purple outfit. Today we're going to find out if Astolfo can catch a really big fish, so let's go see if we can go catch some fish today, guys. So basically, at this spot in the creek, there's a big deep hole, which is right there, and it has some really huge smallies that are in there. Right here you have this little tail out area, which is this area right before it kind of goes off into this current. And there's some smaller smallmouth, which are kind of hanging out right in here. I've got this little woolly bugger fly, which I tied. It's got some chartreuse on it, and it's a little messy, but the fish don't really seem to mind it too much. So we'll try casting this here, and then we'll probably move up there and throw on a bigger fly and try catching something bigger just up there. Oh, got one. It's a little long-ear sunfish. Oh, he's a pretty long-ear sunfish, actually. Yeah, he's pretty. Look at him. He's a pretty little long-ear. Not the prettiest sunfish ever, but doesn't mean I still don't think that he's really pretty. I love him. Thanks for letting me catch a little long-ear. I'll see you later. Oh, sunfish took it. Ooh, this one's got some really pretty color on him. I think even more so than the last one. He really wanted it. Look at him. He's got a lot of really pretty colors on him. You can see it there. There he goes. Thanks for letting me catch a little long-ear. Mister, move. I'll see you later. It's another long-ear. I had some bass playing with it, but the long-ears are the ones that are actually taking it. It's another pretty long-ear. He's pretty. I love the blues that are on him, you know. Thanks for letting me catch you, buddy. I'll see you later. Okay, so I kept seeing some really huge schools of smallmouth in here. See that little dark patch kind of right in there? That right in there is a fallen over log, and there's also a rock up against it, and there is a bunch of big fish which hang out around it. So I think it's about time that we put on a much bigger fly and try to catch a really nice sized fish. So I decided to switch to this little Clouser minnow. I think this one's like a size 6, I believe. So we'll try this out. Oh, really now? A long-ear took it. He took it with even more tenacity than even a bass does. He's a big long-ear. I think this is the biggest long-ear we've gotten all day. No wonder he was fighting like a bass in there. Pretty long-ear though. Wow. Thanks for letting me catch your little sunfish. I'll see you later. Got one. Oh, it's another long-ear. I think. Oh, it's a green sunfish. See if I can get him in here. Not a bad sized one. No wonder he was able to take a Clouser like that. Not the biggest green sunfish ever, but man, he fought good. These guys are a lot like rock basses in a lot of ways, although they're a little bit more common and can tolerate. Anyway, they can tolerate a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and release them. Thanks for letting me catch a green sunfish. I'll see you later. Okay, so we already fished over there with a big Clouser. The bass don't seem to be liking it, so I think we're gonna have to pull out the big guns. So I've got all sorts of flies in here of various sizes, and the ones that are along the top here are the biggest ones that I have, and then they kind of get smaller as they go down. We were pulling ones that were kind of medium sized in here. I think we're gonna pull out one of these. I think this guy in particular This is what's called a butt monkey. I'm not even kidding. It's a Gallup's fly. Gallup's flies are known for being big and meaty, and they have this articulation in the hook. Let's put on this fly and we'll try this. This thing seems way lighter than it really is. This thing is heavy. It's really hard to chuck on my 5 weight. This big old thing. Because that dumbbell eye is a lot heavier than you think it is. We're gonna put on something smaller. So I decided to switch to this, which this imitates a crayfish. I figured since they aren't going after shiner imitations, they might like a crayfish, which is the other big thing that bass normally eat in these streams. So we'll try this out. All right, guys. I think we're gonna move to another spot in the creek. We fished this one spot quite a bit, and the fishing's really slowed down. The bass are way pickier at this spot here than they were last time, so. Okay, so this particular creek that we're at right now, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. And the only reason why I have a love-hate relationship for it is because on one hand, there is a lot of really huge smallmouth that like to inhabit this creek, which is awesome. It's one of the most reliable places to go get a big bass when they're not being picky like they are today anyway. But at the same time, every deep hole gives way to like a quarter of a mile of just long flat sections with nothing in it. And when we get up around this bend, because I've been here before, when we get up around this bend, you're gonna see it's basically just all a bunch of like very slippery flat rocks that go on for like a quarter of a mile. Oh guys, it's a dead turtle. It's a recently deceased turtle too. You can tell because he still has his insides in there. It looks like a river cooter or some kind of slider. Poor guy, I wonder what happened to him. So this is what I was talking about earlier. This is all just flat rock. You can probably see in the water right there. There's a little bit of gravel, but this is all just like flat rock. Apparently this creek is very popular with whitewater rafters during the springtime when it gets really high, because all these little dips and things become pretty heavy rapids. So it took a little bit of walking, but we came up to this one spot where you have this deep hole and a lot of bedrock stones all in the water. Let's chuck the fly around in here and we'll just gradually make our way up and just see what we can find. We lost that last fly. I got it stuck on a rock and I went over to try to get it back. The water that's through here is so deep I couldn't cross it. So I decided to switch to this little chartreuse clouser. This is actually one that I made myself. It's a little bit smaller than the last one we were using, so oh, I got one. I don't even know how I got him. It's a little sunfish, like a little long-eared sunfish. Look at him. He's a cool little long-ear. All right, so I went to take him off the hook, off camera just now. I accidentally dropped him, so we lost him. That's okay. So I decided to switch to this little kind of minnow flash streamer. I don't really have any other ideas of how to get a bass, so we'll just try it out.
A few moments later.
Got one. Another long ear. Wow. Look at him. He's a really pretty long ear. Anyway, should go ahead and let him go. All right, thanks for letting me catch you, little long ear. I'll see you later. Well, I'm getting really tired, guys. I was trying really hard to get a bass today, but it's all right. We still caught a lot of really pretty long ears and some green sunfish, so I'm never gonna complain about that. I guess we'll go ahead and call the episode off there. Thank you all for watching another episode of Femboy Fishing. I think we had a pretty good day fishing, even though we didn't catch that big bass that we came all this way for. You know, I don't think it was that bad. We still caught lots of really feisty sunfish that fought the same as a bass. So, as always, be sure to leave any suggestions or any comments or anything else you might want to say. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Okay, so this is Aaron from a month later, who's just got done editing this, and Resser is asleep. Hi, Resser! Hi!